and welcome to Aylesbury News Weekly Roundup. In the news this week we had over 700k being saved through fraud through banks' new protocol. Their new protocol is if they see suspicious actions on somebody's bank account where they don't normally draw out a lot of money, all of a sudden they want to draw out all their money, they will get in touch with the police as it's suspicious activity on the... They call the police and the police react ASAP as a case of an emergency, and it saved 700k apparently, which is good. It's good to see the police and the banks working together to try and put a stop to this kind of fraud, where someone pretending to be a police officer or someone like that and asks you to withdraw all your money, and people do get caught out for it, so it's a good thing. This week there was a petition made for dedicated walls for graffiti artists, where the council are thinking of dedicating certain walls in Aylesbury that they can paint and charging the graffiti artists maybe like £5 a day to spend a day painting a wall, but then charging the public to go in and view it. So basically it's a way of them making more money. There was a story about a man who sold sick puppies. He'd already been sentenced for doing it, but whilst he was going through court and everything else, he had moved house and set up as a puppy breeder and selling them again. So he had his sentence increased, and now he's spending like 6 years in prison, which is a good thing again, because selling sick puppies to people costs a lot of money. Nearly 800 police officers are assaulted each year, according to a new report, and they want the police officers to report it when they get assaulted, because a lot of them ain't reporting it. And this report calls for more stringent reporting of incidences where police officers are assaulted, not just physically but mentally and verbally as well. So they're trying to put that on board. This week, starting this week, every Thursday at Buckinghamshire Museum in Aylesbury, they're having sessions, a 1 hour session every Thursday of what they call wonder dogs. Dogs that dogs for the blind, dogs for the deaf, and dogs for the disabled or with disabilities, and detection dogs, dogs that can sniff out cancer, Parkinson's and things like that. And each Thursday they have 1 hour session from 12 to 1, and it goes on until the 31st of August. There was a big fire between Whitchurch and Winslow this week, and the road had to be closed overnight and most of Wednesday. I haven't had any other reports about it, so I don't know if it's all under control now and out. It should be, I would imagine, and the road should be now reopened. Well, a part of a supermarket in town is going to lose a part of its car park, which is Sainsburys, and it's going to lose the bit of car park which faces out onto Cambridge Street. They don't own the land, they were just renting it off of Webster and Cannon, who's owned it since 1890 or something like that, and now Webster and Cannon want it back so they can build 9 flats on it. So Sainsbury's in the town will be losing part of its car. More elderly people are needing help from Citizens Advice in Buckingham, and Citizens Advice want to do something about this, so they're trying to raise £20,000 so that they can hire another person and a volunteer to go out to Buckingham and do their home visits and help elderly people that don't like to use computers and things like that to get the benefits that they are rightly entitled to. There was a third big water leak in 2 weeks. This time it was up at the Exchange in the town centre, the new building they're building down by the Odeon. There was a big leak there which left many homes without water again, and certain shops had to close because they had no water. This week Aylesbury Prison got another damning report saying it's a case for concern, as prison officers and prisoners are being attacked, prisoners self-harming. The Justice Minister said they are putting more money into Aylesbury Prison to get more trained staff and better conditions for the prisoners. Rural crimes costing bucks, 390k per year. This story came up about farmers losing farming equipment and livestock being stolen, and they seem to be relying more and more on social media with their neighbours keeping an eye out for each other and things like that. And they've been advised to put good locks on their gates and fences where if a vehicle goes past the fence, an alarm goes off on the vehicle and it also alerts the owner. So they've been given tips and that, but it's gone up. The rural crime has gone up. There was people asking the question, why is Broughton Lane been closed for so long, as there seems to be no work going on for the last week. All they've seemed to have done is put some curb in there and some square blocks where the traffic lights are going to go, and no work has been done since. Well, the traffic lights are due to turn up next week, and they hope to get the road opened under the 12 weeks that they originally predicted. So it's good news in a roundabout way. So it should be open again soon. Another report this week about new mothers. Only 40% of new mothers only breastfeed for the first 2 months and then stop. And they're trying to encourage mothers to at least breastfeed for the first 6 months, because breast milk has benefits for the child and the mother. It helps build up their immune system better, and it helps to prevent against diabetes, cancer and other medical conditions. So they're trying to encourage mothers to breastfeed for at least 6 months. But the problem is, when they go out and breastfeed, people point the finger and say to them quite loudly as well, I've seen it done, oh, shame on you. But what have they got to be ashamed of? They're feeding their baby. Their baby needs to be fed. The ones that should be ashamed are these ones that are pointing the finger and telling them shame on them. They're the ones that should be ashamed, because that woman and her child are doing the most natural thing in the world, and that is feeding their child. So that's how I feel about it. I don't know about anyone else. There was a stop and search this week as well, where a 29-year-old man was stopped and searched and found to have a large amount of drugs and cash on him, and he's been charged with possession with intent to supply. There seems to be an awful lot of drug dealers being caught lately, which is a good thing. Here at Aylesbury News, as you know, we support our local businesses, but they need your help too. So keep an eye out for the advertisements down the bottom here, and pop in and see your local independent shops, because they need your support too. Not long to go now. There's a big countdown to Live in the Park, which is a 2-day event at the Vale Park, which should be a very good weekend. But this year is going to be slightly different, because we're going to have market stalls there, as along with other charities and plenty of stuff for the kids to do. There's going to be beer there, there's going to be food stalls there, market stalls, and it should be good. But we'll let you know more as we know it. I don't know all the bands that are on there, but there's going to be lots of bands, local bands as well. That's a good thing. Fingers crossed it's going to be a good weekend again. Anyway, that was our Aylesbury. Oh no, hold on. Someone asked me a question in the week about all these water leaks that are cropping up, because it always seems to be near the building sites, the new building sites like the Daler site down the bottom of the High Street, the Exchange, and places like this. Is it because of the new buildings going up? Don't know. Could well be. But this person said to me, they're building all these new homes and they've got all these big builds coming up, but you never hear of them building a reservoir to keep up with the demand on water. And I would just like to hear your thoughts on it. And do you think the water supply is going to get shorter and shorter, as they struggle already? So let me know what you think down below. Anyway, thank you for watching. Please subscribe and leave comments below. Don't forget to share our videos and hit that like button. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and leave comments below. Oh, don't forget to share and like our videos. Thank you.